Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Pokémon Mewtwo Strikes Back, the Netflix 2020 film. Now, I know people get really tired of everyone always comparing remakes to the films that they are based off of. However, that's what we're going to do today. This is both a review as well as a comparison to Pokemon the first movie. And I honestly have to say, it's difficult with a remake like this or like 2019's The Lion King not to compare the new film to the film it's remaking because they are pretty much shot for shot remakes of the originals. I wasn't exactly against Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back, even though I am a diehard, lifelong Pokemon fan. Got the 3 movie steelbook of the 3 first films, as well as the seasons of the show. Got a bunch of Funko Pops. I've got a bunch of plushes, merch. I am just a Pokemon fiend. I love it. I always have, and probably always will. What can I say? But I still was on board with this new film. I've actually really enjoyed the latest Pokemon films that have gotten theatrical releases, and seeing a 3D CG animation seemed fun. It could work. But after watching it, it's just not good. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives when it comes to Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back. I liked the voice acting for Ash particularly, but also Brock, as well as the Pokemon. I thought they did a good job capturing the old school vibe and feel when it came to a lot of the vocal work. I also think some of the designs translated really nicely into this kind of CGI animation. Motion of the Pokemon mostly looked really nice, and kind of like the castle and the landscapes and such also came across really well. Unfortunately, though, that's where my positives end because I'm sorry, this is gonna sound like nostalgia, but I find this to be inferior to the film it's remaking in virtually every single way. First off, I need to talk about the designs of the characters. Now, looking at Ash, something is just amiss with his face. His design is by far the worst out of the humans. He just looks weird. And then I look at Pikachu and he looks really cute, except for those eyes don't match the rest of the animation style on him. And that's a problem across the board. The style and animation is just not consistent. It's all over the place. You look at Rapidash and oh my gosh, the flames on Rapidash looked horrifying. It was so bad. But then it was all just really flat. The humans looked weird and fleshy. I thought Jessie looked great though. She was fabulous. But so much of the animation was just not good to me. Plus, with CG animation like this, it seemed so dated. The moment it was released, it seemed dated. And then we go to the voice acting, and oh, Misty, girl, they did you dirty. This is not Misty. Again, I don't know. It didn't work for me. The other voice actors were fine. Misty, though, was terrible. But the dialogue was bad. The flow of the film didn't really work. It felt like somebody would say something, stop, and then get a response a couple seconds later. It never just flowed like a natural conversation through the entire film. And the stuff they did add into this movie was terrible, honestly. If you will, they dumbed the movie down from the original, which had some nice themes but wasn't overly complicated by any means. This time, though, they make sure to lay everything out in clear view, explain it out to you. We see Mewtwo really controlling things. Brock gives like exposition dumps where they weren't present before. Ash yells cut it out a lot in this movie in big pivotal moments where it just doesn't fit. The script is just poor. And it just is a shame that they added a little bit to this movie, but everything they added just cheapened the whole thing. The music selections are also not nearly as good as the selections in the first film. The one place I thought maybe we could get like a good score to increase the emotional stakes was that moment of the Pokemon crying in the stadium. And wow, they really missed the mark and put in a horrible song there. And the fact that these characters have this uncanny valley distance from the audience, as well as a majorly clunky, just blech script, the emotional stakes never elevate like they do in the first film. When we get to that moment, when we get to Pikachu and his big emotional time to shine in the film, it just doesn't come through. And that's not the fault of the voice actor, because I actually loved the vocalizations they had Pikachu doing. I thought that was the most emotional thing there was. But just through the animation itself, through the script, it just rang hollow. And that just brings to question, what was the purpose of making this movie? Beat for beat, this is almost identical, and what they add is a downgrade and makes the film worse overall. But when it comes to even the battles, the Pokemon that are used, the other trainers that are brought along on the journey, Mewtwo's inspiration and his goals, even down to Joy and her storyline, literally every beat of the story is the same. Even a lot of the minute details. What was the point? To reintroduce new young audiences to this first movie's story? Why not just have a nice little release and do a PR stunt to re-release it for Netflix? Or do what you did with the first one, because I remember I made my parents take me the first day Pokemon the first movie opened so I could get that holographic ancient Mew card, and I did. Why not do something like that? Integrate the card game, integrate the video games, integrate Pokemon Go, whatever, and get kids to watch that old one. Yes, the animation isn't the cleanest or the most crisp in that 99 animation, but it has a lot of heart, it has a lot of soul, and it feels authentic to the Pokemon that has always been. This is the first time they've gone full CG animation, I believe, and it just didn't work. The quality of animation wasn't up there with what you would hope or expect. The animation is nowhere near as good as I Choose You or The Power of Us, which look amazing and are some of the most beautiful Pokemon films released to date. So if you're not going to make a movie that looks great, that shows off animation and what Pokemon battles can look like in great updated technology, and you're not going to change the story at all, what was the point of this movie? So, Pokemon fans, just pull out your collection, watch the first movie, get those nostalgic feels, and get a film that better displays the emotion of what this story is trying to tell. Unfortunately, it pains me to say this, but this is just a skip. And yet another example of a shot-for-shot remake sucking everything that made the original special out of their new clone film. So that's it. That's my review of Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below, and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back, or have you already watched it? Let me know your thoughts and if you feel it is an improvement or a downgrade from Pokemon the first movie. Leave all your thoughts either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!